and welcome to Africa Amplified, Bloomberg's monthly show, bringing the continent's biggest stories to the world. I'm Jennifer Zabasaja in Johannesburg. This month, we dig into what is literally powering the global energy transition. The demand for critical minerals has taken on new impetus for countries, corporations, and consumers worldwide. And Africa is hoping to cash in. Get this, by 2050, demand for nickel is expected to double, cobalt demand is expected to triple, and lithium a 10-fold increase. That's according to the International Energy Agency. And it's estimated that sub-Saharan Africa is home to around 30% of critical energy reserves. But up until now, Africa has failed to fully capitalize on its commodities. Most of the profits leave the continent. The majority of mines are in the hands of foreigners, and very little processing takes place domestically. But there are signs that this is changing, and over the next half hour, we'll tell you how some countries are trying to take back control of their natural resources and what else needs to be done to harness the full potential of Africa's critical minerals. But first, as we always do, an update on some of the top stories we're following from across the continent. We'll have the latest from here in Johannesburg in the south and then go to Lagos in the west. But let's start in East Africa. Ethiopia's decision this week to float its currency has unlocked more than $20 billion in financing from the World Bank and the IMF. The government desperately needs the funds to tackle its debt burden and open up the economy. Let's bring in Bloomberg's Fasika Tadesse, who joins us from Addis Ababa and has been following this story very closely. Fasika, thanks so much for joining us. So Ethiopia has taken a step to economic stability. Run us through the funding and really how the country got here.
As you mentioned, Jen, this week was marked by a significant announcement from Ethiopia regarding the economy, which the government refers it as its economic reform plan. So one of the major announcements is the liberalization of the foreign currency or the foreign exchange regime, moving away from the managed floating system, letting banks to set their own daily foreign exchange rates. So as a result, the local currency has been depreciated by 37%. And also this announcement was accompanied by a 3.4 billion 3 years funding package from the IMF, which subsequently unlocked an additional $16.6 billion financial commitment from the World Bank. So this process, Ethiopia is also expecting nearly $4.9 billion of its debt to be restructured.
This has been a long time coming for Ethiopia, Fasika. I mean, what happens next? What are we going to see from the government? What are some of the structural changes that we may end up seeing?
As you said, the funding and the new measures are very essential for the country for three main reasons, and that the government is planning to do. The first one is to correct its balance of payment, as the nation's foreign exchange reserve have been dwindling to the level that even half a month of import bill. The second one is to restructure its debt and to obtain debt relief, given the country carries approximately $28 billion of external debt. The third one is to narrow the significant gap between the official and the parallel markets exchange rate, which the latter doubled the official market rate.
What are you paying attention to, Fasika? Because over the past, we're just showing right now the chart of the birr. It's been interesting to see sort of the reaction from the currency. I mean, is that sort of the focal point that you and the team are paying attention to?
Sorry, Jen, I didn't hear.
No, I was saying, you know, the reaction to the currency, the Ethiopian birr, has been interesting to watch since we heard this announcement. Is that what you and the team are going to be watching closely, or is there something else maybe that will indicate whether Ethiopia is treading in the right direction?
Yes, that's what we are looking closer, because the rate started at 77 birr. $1 was exchanged at 77 birr. Now it has reached 84 birr last night, so that's what we are looking at, and we are also observing the parallel market rate, which was stagnant at 115 birr over the past week. So that's what we are looking closer at, and also the debt restructuring process from the official creditors committee. That's also one of the areas we are looking at, and also we are expecting the government to ask for supplementary budget to fight the inflation that could be caused by the floating of the local currency.
Right. Fasika Tadessa, thank you so much for your reporting. Thanks for joining us this morning. Now let's move on to Nigeria, where at least 6 people have been killed as cost of living protests spread. According to the Daily Trust, security operatives killed and injured people in the north-central state of Niger as the government cracks down. For more, let's bring in our Nigeria bureau chief, Anthony Osei-Brown in Lagos. So, Anthony, why are Nigerians on the streets protesting, and why now?
Yeah, Nigeria has been facing this cost of living crisis due to recent reforms. Gasoline subsidies were cut. Naira has depreciated for by about 70% since last year, when it was allowed to float, just like Ethiopia is trying to do now. And that has led to an accelerated inflation, with food inflation around 40.9% currently, and headline inflation somewhere around 34%. So people are going through some high levels of difficulty, struggling to survive, struggling to feed, and Nigerians decided to express their anger on the street. So they announced this 10 days of rage, which they called protest, to force the government to reintroduce subsidies and offer other incentives to reduce the cost of living. And that's why a lot of Nigerians went on the streets yesterday. The protest was widespread, almost across the 8 or more states, from both north and south and the southwest here, and especially in Lagos and Abuja, the capital. So yeah, that's what happened yesterday, basically, and we are still expecting some protests today, according to the timeline offered by organizers.
And Anthony, it's fascinating seeing the parallels to what we have seen in Kenya. When we think about the government and the government's reaction to potentially this unrest, I mean, how does this affect what they potentially do going forward? Are they going to do something similar to what we saw in Kenya?
Yeah, it's like a preemptive protest, because the government needed to do some extra reforms, like fiscal reforms, which the market has been expecting. So far, we've seen a lot of monetary reforms, but the market was expecting that fiscal reform start, and which could have involved reforms around taxation and what's got duties. But with these reforms, the government may be forced to delay those reforms. With this protest, the government may be forced to delay those reforms, because the people have just said, we can't bear anymore. So the government will now have to be careful to avoid the Kenyan-like style crisis in Nigeria.
All right. Thanks so much to Anthony Osei-Brown for that update, Anthony. And now let's bring it here to South Africa, and more fallout from the ANC losing its parliamentary majority for the first time. The party has expelled former President Jacob Zuma for starting a rival political party. Their breakaway MK party won almost 15% of the vote in the May election.
We didn't think that at any given point in time we'll deal with a situation like this in history of our former president. We are dealing with the consequence of Jacob Zuma's actions.
The ANC Secretary General speaking earlier this week. All right, and coming up, we take a look at Africa's $1.6 trillion opportunity as governments seek new ways to cash in on their mineral resources. More on that next. Stick with us. This is Bloomberg. Welcome back to Africa Amplified. I'm Jennifer Zabasaja in Johannesburg. African governments are seeking new ways to gain a greater share of the continent's vast mineral wealth. Bloomberg's Samuel Etienne reports.
Africa's mineral wealth offers a $1.6 trillion opportunity, and governments want to cash in. With near record copper prices, companies are restarting dormant mines. The host countries are demanding more of the proceeds. For the first time, the Democratic Republic of Congo has started directly selling its share of copper from joint ventures, and is doing the same with cobalt. This means more revenue for Congo than going through the JVs. Meanwhile, neighbouring Zambia is setting up a state-owned metals trading company, competing directly with the likes of Glencore and Trafigura, as well as increasing its stakes in mines operating in the country. Such moves reflect a wider shift across the continent as governments seek greater economic benefits from their natural resource wealth.
Gone should be the days when Africa is just seen as a source of rock, soil, dust being exported out of our continent.
Ghana aims to refine its lithium within its borders, earning more, while Botswana wants a bigger stake in diamond miner De Beers. Demand for critical minerals is set to soar in coming years. Bloomberg Intelligence sees global copper consumption increasing by 2 million tonnes by 2030 amid the green and AI booms. Africa is taking steps to ensure it gets a bigger share of these vast riches.
And as you heard in that package there, Zambia is among the countries aiming to reap more benefits from its mineral wealth. I spoke to the chief investments officer of Zambia's state-owned mining investments company, Brian Masonda. He told us more about the plans, which include increasing their stake in the country's mines.
Minority shareholding that we've had has not really helped us as a company as well as the nation. So what I'm trying to look at also is to consider increasing shareholding in the number of companies where we have. The last company I referred to, Mopan Copper Mine, previously we used to be at 10%. We went up to 100%, bringing in a strategic partner. We are now at 49%. So we believe with this approach is something that is going to help us reap more benefits from the operations of the mining companies. But also importantly, we want to focus on ensuring that we can improve on the production levels, such that whenever the copper price is up, we benefit because we have been produced more. So a number of companies where we have interest, we are working on a number of expansion projects. Also said that we're also introducing other novel ideas in terms of us being able to benefit. According to our strategic plan, we are considering options to do with streaming as well as the royalty commodity that is being considered.
What is the plan to pay for those increased shares, Brian?
Our desire is to increase in terms of the shareholding, but it also means we need to ensure that we come up with a robust capital raising strategies. And one of the initiatives that is going to help us is the introduction of the royalty transaction that we did in Kansanshi. Just to give you and do some comparisons, for example, if we didn't convert into royalty model, it means for the whole of 2023, we're not going to get any dividend from there. Even for the year 2024, we're not going to get any dividend there. I'm mindful of the fact that some of the figures might not be in the public domain. But to give you a practical example, for the year 2023, as per audited financial statements, we got net revenue of about $56 million. So compared to the potential zero that we would have gotten if we didn't convert into that.
We have seen copper really swing in 2024. Do you feel like, though, potentially Zambia missed out on the opportunity when copper was north of $10,000, or do you still feel pretty bullish about the trajectory of where it's headed?
So we expect that there's going to be stability in the copper price. I think everyone is talking about the energy transitioning. And also you might appreciate that here in Zambia, what we've seen is that the companies that we have, we are looking at just stabilizing, but we'll look at new discoveries around the world. I think there is not much. So I think the demand continue outstripping the supply, which is currently available. So I think we continue seeing copper price being bullish in the near future, which we expect to benefit Zambia. Yes, of course, we missed out owing to the fact that some of the mines are not producing at the expected levels. But I think if you've been following the happenings in our market, we've resolved quite a number of issues that were surrounding the mining sector, with Mopan being resolved, KCM also being resolved when it says maximum production is able to produce up to 310,000 tons per year, compared to the almost no production that has been happening in the past quarter.
Right. I mean, Brian, how feasible is that, though? I mean, how do you get to 3 million tons in the next decade, considering the production levels that we're currently seeing?
Yeah, interesting question there. I think 3 million tons, it's a figure that we are all talking about in country. It is an aspiration. I think the most important question to start with is does the 3 million ton exist in Zambia? I think the answer to that question is that yes, it exists. If you look at just one mine, KCM, it has the resources and reserves over 300 million tons. So at a copper grade of about 3%, it's going to give you about 9 million tons of produced copper.
Brian Musonda, the Chief Investment Officer of Zambia's state-owned mining investments company, speaking with me earlier. All right, coming up, more on harnessing Africa's critical minerals potential. We'll find out why it's lagging other markets and how it can catch up. This is Bloomberg.
I'd love for the markets to be a lot stronger moving into a divestment. But in De Beers, you know, it's a great business with some fantastic assets as this iconic brand. And I think that people who are going to buy it in the context of if there was a trade sale for it probably understand how these sorts of markets work. And, you know, when you get to bottoms of cycles like this, it's very, very painful, but they recover very quickly.
Anglo-American CEO Duncan Wanblad on why the company's pressing ahead with plans to sell the iconic De Beers unit despite a prolonged downturn in the diamond market. Now let's continue on with our theme. Africa has a wealth of natural resources that are key to the energy transition, but the continent's presence across the clean technology supply chain remains minimal. Joining us now is Bloomberg NEF's head of metals and mining, Kwasi Mpofo, who is in London for us. So Kwasi, thank you so much for joining us. So let's get to this report that you published. It shows that progress countries are making on building sustainable and secure and reliable supply chains is somewhat stagnant here in Africa. I mean, why are the countries performing so poorly?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jen. I think it's important to realize that we did this report to assess how countries can build secure, sustainable and reliable supply chains. And the factors that we looked at, it's just beyond the metals. We want to assess whether if countries produce these metals, there's a downstream market for it, is whether they have the infrastructure to support the industry, and more importantly, what is the ESG performance of that country. And once you aggregate all these factors, you realize that Africa performed poorly compared to countries like Canada, the US, or China.
What are the strengths then? I mean, right now we're looking at really the countries that are you know, in front of South Africa. The other countries aren't even on there on the continent. I mean, what are the strengths, though, that Africa does have right now in this sector?
Correct. So despite the fact that overall Africa's performance was very poor, if you single out the resource industry, which is the mining industry, as an example, Africa performed quite well in there. For example, if you take cobalt, the DRC has over half of global reserves and actually the leading producer of it. If you take a metal like manganese as an example, South Africa has over a third of existing reserves and the leading producer of it. And if you take a metal like lithium, even as an example, Zimbabwe is in the top 5 of producers globally. So despite the overall outlook for Africa being relatively poorer than other countries, in terms of resources and reserves and mines production, it's a leader.
But Kwasi, you know, we've talked about just how many resources really are here on the continent. But if we think about the full potential, the continent is not there yet, right? In terms of just the mineral wealth that it can have. How does it get there? What needs to happen in order for it to get there?
I think to get there, it's important to realize that there are a couple of things Africa needs to focus on. One, capital is important. It's important that African countries marshal capital to invest in these projects, whether private or public. It's also important for exploration to occur. The resources that I mentioned earlier is just the tip of the iceberg. There's still a lot more uncovered resources on the continent. Thirdly, it's important that the mines that are built in Africa are sustainable and meet the global standards for ESG as well. Fourth, it's important for these mines to be linked to the wider economy. There's a lot of talk about downstream. There's a lot of talk about integrating the mining industry with other sectors. So I think economic linkages is very important. Next, it's also important to understand that Africa needs to nurture the skills of the future. Countries are talking about downstream. Are countries looking at, for example, courses like battery engineering or solar engineering or even high-level mining engineering? So it's important for these skills to be built. The next one I would add is that community engagement is very important. As Africa looks to transition and build downstream, they need to build better relationship with the community. And the final thing I want to touch on is that for Africa to harness its potential, good governance is key. Nothing can be achieved without good governance. And with these 7 principles, I think Africa can be able to harness its mineral opportunity.
Kwesi, where do you see foreigners playing into this as well? Because we mentioned a lot of the mineral wealth actually it's exported globally. How do the foreign companies and these corporations play into this potential for Africa?
I think they play a key role. And they have the capital that Africa needs. Next, they also have the technical know-how that Africa needs. But it's important that the relationship between these foreign companies is a win-win. Win-win in the sense that as these foreign companies in Africa develop the resources, it's important for them to partner with local companies as well to transfer some of the capability and expertise to them. Secondly, it's also important that as the economics of these countries improve, as infrastructure improves in these countries, it's important for these foreign companies to look at alternatives beyond just exporting the raw materials and building value-add materials on the continent. And with these two, I think it's important that foreign companies can achieve the win-win with these countries.
Right, and we're hearing some of that happening, so appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much to Kwesi Mpofu, Bloomberg NEF Metals and Mining Analyst, joining us there in London. Check out his reporting if you have not. And more news from the continent. And if you want more news from the continent, be sure to subscribe to the Next Africa newsletter on the terminal and on our website, and our podcast available on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you typically get your podcasts. All right, that is all that we have time for today. Join us again next month and every month if you can. I'm Jennifer Zabasaja in Johannesburg. We'll see you next time.